And we are live. What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Benny in the Booth podcast. Just going to get the last things set up and we'll be ready to go. Hope everyone's day is going well, night's going well, week's going well. Happy to be doing back to live episodes of podcast. Just been having mic problems last time I tried to go live.
Getting an angle.
Just want to make sure my mic's working. Yep, mic's working. We're going to even do live college football playoff rankings as the rankings are about to come out pretty soon as the game ahead of it ends, which is at the end of the game. College basketball on tonight on ESPN with Dan Schulman. Once that ends, the CFP rankings come out, and I'm going to be reacting to it live. And we're going to cover college football first just because that rankings come out first. But hope everyone's day is going well, week's going well. Hope everyone's doing well and safe. I also was at an event I want to talk about. But I'm going to save that till after the rankings. Which this event I was at was really cool and fun to get to go to. And I can't wait to talk about it. I'm just going to get audio podcast gang ready. Apparently there's also another game tonight. A part of ESPN. Let's get audio going. I mean, I could do live play-by-play college basketball game, but honestly, I have no interest. But it's about to wrap up. Anyways. So, yeah, just waiting for it to wrap up, and then the rankings show will begin. Okay. One moment, I just want to make sure of something. Now we're at it. Yeah, okay. All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Benny and the Booth podcast. Thank you all so much for the support to this point. I very much do appreciate it. Yes, this is new hat I got at the event I was at. We're going to dive right into college football. Then we're going to do MLB. Then we're going to do NFL. I'm diving into college football first because the college football playoff rankings are about to come out right after this game finishes, as there's 36.2 seconds left in this game between number one Kansas and Michigan State. And once this game ends, it's going to be the CFP ranking show, and I want to react to that live for you guys right here. So once it ends, they're coming out with the rankings. So with that, I am going to be doing college football recap, which is going to be pretty quick anyways, before we dive into everything else, just so I can line up right into the rankings. So week 11 recap, we had some craziness go down. Number 3, Georgia lost to Ole Miss 28-10, and they got their butts spanked. Oh my gosh. Georgia quarterback did bad. One of the Georgia players was celebrating with Ole Miss about the victory and whole mess about it. It's just whole madness, but they got their butts whipped, and now they're probably just put themselves out of the college football playoffs for this year. Number 4, Miami loses to Georgia Tech 28-23. Number 8, Indiana beat Michigan 20-15, being 10-0. First 10-win season ever in their football part of the program, which is making it even more lining up crazy for that 12 o'clock game in 2 weeks between Ohio State and Indiana at Ohio State. And I have a feeling that's going to be the college game day game of the week in 2 weeks. I doubt this week's Ohio State game is going to be college game day game of the week because it's in Wrigley, that would be. No. Absolutely is not. This week's college game day game of the week is a much better matchup. But anyways, number 9, BYU barely beat Utah 22-21. Number 17, Iowa State fell to Kansas 45-36. Number 12, Boise State beat Nevada 28-21. Ashton Jeanty's 23 rushing touchdowns this season, which is the running back for Boise State, is the most by any FBS player through 9 games since Ricky Williams of Texas in 1998's 25. And then as the week recap, the pre-scheduled key games to look out for the college game day game of the week. At the moment, rankings obviously probably going to change tonight, being Georgia lost, and I think Tennessee won. But at the moment is 3 Georgia versus at 7 hosting number 7 Tennessee. Georgia's probably gonna be a lot lower by the time the rankings come out. But that game's gonna be on 7:30 on ABC/ESPN Plus. And the other key game to look out for this week, the rankings on that might also change. Number 23 at the moment, Clemson at number 18 Pitt, 12 p.m. on ESPN. Now just waiting for this game to end so they can get into the college football playoff rankings. I've already done Immaculate Grid and Strikes. Randomly enough, actually, I don't think I actually have done Batter Up / Strike Zone for today. I mean, after seeing it, I already know who the batter is. Yeah, I have not. So you know what? I'll do that even too. I didn't realize I didn't do that today. Anyways, though, already know the batter. Pitcher, I don't. Also, they added a fun new version of it that I can start doing from the 2004 baseball season. Some I've gotten, some I haven't. But yeah. And this game between Kansas and Michigan State is over. Number 1, Kansas beats Michigan State 77-69. It's now just waiting for CFP ranking show to begin. I can't show it sadly because of copyright claim. So I'm just gonna read it as it comes out once they start the show and start the rankings. I wish I could show it, trust me, but it's against YouTube rules. Might as well share the screen for. No, I'll even do batter up while I'm waiting. The stuff comes out. Batter up, I already know who this batter is. Basically, like you're guessing who the batter is based off their hitting stance motion. I already know who this is way too easily, as I use him a lot in MLB The Show. Nick Castellanos. Let's just move on. There you go, Nick Castellanos. Strike zone here. This is a little bit different, and I'm not as certain. My first instinct, and I don't think it's correct, is Andres Munoz. I don't think it's going to be him. It is not, but it is someone in the AL West, and it is a reliever. Okay. Is it someone on the Angels? No. Is it someone on the Astros? No. Is it someone on Oakland? No. So that means it's someone on Texas. Is it Kirby Yates? Or it's not even AL West. I'm so stupid. It's not Class A, is it? I'm more likely gonna get this wrong, but I'll just fire off Class A. Oh, it is Class A. How about that? Clutch pull. So now there's a new game they've added, Batter Up 2004. I'm not gonna do Jump Shot. I honestly don't do it. But basically, it's players from 2004 only. I actually do know who this is just because of where this where this moment is specifically from. This is Diamondbacks legend, Dodgers legend, Giants, a whole bunch of other teams legend, Steve Finley, and this was his, I believe, grand slam that clinched the Dodgers the NL West and put them in the postseason. Yeah, walk-off grand slam. How about that? But yeah, this clip is very infamous. See if we could get this is the full clip of it. Hopefully I won't get claimed for showing it. But yeah, that clinched the Dodgers division, sent them to the 04 playoffs, but they did not last too long as they were eliminated in the NLDS by the St. Louis Cardinals. And just like that, show's about to be in, so perfect timing. I don't know if I'll have enough time to cover how the bracket's gonna look from the live show. If it pops up, I'll cover it as we go along. But I'm at least gonna react live to the rankings. But yeah, that was actually perfect timing. Yeah, I've already done Immaculate Grid in daily in the walk off. Which, by the way, walk off, and I'll even show you what this game is, even though I've already done it. But basically, like an alternate version of Connections. But I've already done it, so it's going to show you where. But it's basically mixed up, and you have to try to match who goes where. And so they have each day, sometimes there's a theme. Each day, there's one for each team. So I basically want you guys to let me know what teams you'd want me to see do for certain episodes. You want me to see me do Cubs every episode or and blank. I basically look to want to do two teams in an episode if I haven't done the daily walk off already at that point. But yeah, either if you let me know, or I'll honestly maybe just spin a wheel of what two teams I do each day. But it's very fun. I've been having a fun time doing it since I discovered it recently. It's not like really, really new, but it's at least new to me. I only discovered it pretty recently. Um, but yeah, it's just swapping until uh, either you figure out all the correct answers or you get 3 outs. Every other day is a theme day. Oh, that's interesting. Blue Trident Games. Blue Trident Games. Yeah, just waiting for the rankings to come out. It's in commercial at the moment. Let's see some. It's about to come back from commercial. Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's cool. Back of it is like just CHC. It's cool how I found it at the MLB store. I was out for an event. Just waiting for these rankings. There we go. There we go. Well, here we go. New top 25. Number 25, newly ranked Tulane. Okay. Number 24, moving up from 25, is Army, still undefeated at 9-0, which is one of the craziest storylines of the season. If only Navy was still undefeated, but they've only lost one game. Number 23, moving up from 24, is Missouri. Who's 22? Number 22, moving down from 15, I believe. Yeah. Is LSU after they got wrecked by Alabama this weekend at home. Number 21, newly ranked, is South Carolina Gamecocks. Good for South Carolina. Who's number 20? He comes off the bottom. Clemson moving up from 23. So right now the Pitt Clemson matchup is number 20 Clemson against who knows Pitt. Number 19 moving up from 21 is from 22 is Louisville. Number 18 moving up from 21 is Washington State. So Pitt is not 18. Question is, where are they ranked? Number 17 moving up from 20 is Colorado. They're having a heck of a season, though had a weird moment with the Texas Tech ball boy last over the weekend. That was a strange moment. Who is 16? I'm also curious to see how far Georgia falls after their loss. Number 16, moving up from 19, is Kansas State. K-State. Who is number 15? Number 15 is Texas A&M, down from number 14. Who's number 14? Oh, so they actually will pull out tell the bracket as well as the teams. So number 14, aka the first team, the second team out, is SMU. Okay. And number 13 is Boise State, which would be a first round team. They would be the 12th seed. I guess they're maybe saving the first team out. Or I guess just I don't know. Remember, Georgia fell all the way to 12 from 9 spots to 12. Wow. I mean, it makes sense. They got blown out by Ole Miss, but that is a mighty fall. Holy moly. I mean, Carson Beck just sucked. And they're replaying the highlights from the game. Georgia's a mess. It's their first loss to a non-Bama team in years. Who's number 12? Or 11? Oh. Number 11 is Ole Miss. Went from 16 to 11, up 5 spots after the Georgia win. They would also be the 11th seed in the bracket. Who's at numero 10? Alabama moved up. I think only one spot, but they moved up after their win. They are number 10. Who's number 9? They would also be the 10th seed in the bracket. Number 9 is Miami, who would get a first round bye if the playoffs are today. They did not fall much at all. They fell only 5 spots, oddly enough. Interesting. Fell from 4 to 9 after taking a major upset at Georgia Tech. But they're also the conference leader, which probably helps case to make the CFP still. And Power 5 conference. Number 8 is Notre Dame, who would be the 9 seed in the bracket. Miami would be the lowest of the conference leaders seed if the playoffs are today. Number 7 is Tennessee, who would be the 8th seed in the first round bracket, meaning if the first round of playoffs were today, it'd be Tennessee hosting Notre Dame. So it's number 12, Georgia hosting still 7, oddly enough, Tennessee. 12 hosting 7. Pitt might have just completely dropped out of the rankings. Number 6, BYU, who will be 3, being they are their conference leader. Sixth in the rankings, 3rd in the bracket. Where were they last week? 9. They went up, even though they barely beat Utah. Huh. Suspicious? I think so. Who's number 5? On. Number 5 is Indiana, who would be the 7th seed in the bracket. They would be hosting Alabama if the playoffs were today. They are red hot, not that far behind Ohio State with that matchup coming up in not this week, but the following week. That's going to be a huge matchup, especially if Ohio State and Indiana win their games this week, which they should both be able to. Indiana, one of the best stories in college football right now. But that Ohio State game is going to be their test of are they legit or are they not? Because it doesn't matter when it's a scrubby Michigan. It doesn't matter about much else. You don't even have much strength of schedule. It doesn't matter about much anything else. You got to beat Ohio State if you want to have a legitimate chance at the CFP, let alone the Big Ten, in the Big Ten championship game, let alone the CFP. Anyways, number 4 is Penn State is ahead of Indiana. Huh? What? They would be the 6th seed home, being at home against Ole Miss if the playoffs are today. They copy the AP, and not a lot of people like that. It should be reversed, and Penn State should be farther down. They blew that game against Ohio State. And I'm not just saying that as an Ohio State Buckeyes fan. Like, they legit blew that game against Ohio State. Number 3 is Texas. They would be the 2 seed in the bracket as they are the Big 12 conference leader. So that means Ohio State is going to be up there. So Ohio State and Oregon is what's left. I imagine Oregon's going to be 1 given they beat Ohio State. And then 2 would be Ohio State. I mean, it would still be at the moment Ohio State hosting Boise State and Oregon facing the winner of Notre Dame, Tennessee. Am I incorrect? Do we have more controversy in our hands? Nope, I am correct. Ohio State number 2 makes complete sense. Though Penn State should not be as close behind as they are. So they would be hosting Boise State. They would face the winner, and the winner of that game would face Miami. And then Oregon is number 1. Of course, they would have faced the winner of Tennessee, Notre Dame. BYU is number 3. They face the winner of Penn State, Ole Miss, and Texas is number 2. They would face the winner of Indiana and App. Well, that's the CFP rankings for the week.